The anime begins with a bunch of family members having a high-level party and celebrating their successful family business. For some reason, instead of having normal chairs, they are sitting on naked men. Honestly, the first impression is that this resembles Epstein Island. But it turns out that the family is in the temptation business and relies on seducing their clients to steal from them. The head of the family likes to smoke 10 cigarettes at once, trying to prove that lung cancer is propaganda from the Matrix. Meanwhile, the poison tester confirms that the drink they are having tonight is poison-free and safe for everyone at the table to drink. Men like these are under the constant threat of assassination, so it is natural for them to have a poison tester who would put his own life on the line instead of the family members. The head of the family calls out cheers and great enthusiasm to celebrate his success, but soon after drinking from the glass, the unthinkable happens. He chokes in front of everyone and visits death's door in a humiliating and painful way. Everyone takes the poison tester into custody, and he swears that he cannot explain how this happened and that he is not the one to blame. Meanwhile, the real culprit makes a quiet escape without raising any attention toward himself. The lonely yet lethal assassin finds himself walking a crowded street at night. He blends himself skillfully into the streets with a calm demeanor. No one can suspect that he is someone who has just killed a person on his way home. He cannot help but notice a couple, and he looks at them with envy since his life is filled with loneliness and no hope of finding a lover. He heads home and has dinner with his sister. She eagerly asks him about the assassination and how it went. Hikaru explains that it is quite easy for him. All he has to do is spend months feeding a small dose of the poison to the tester. Eventually, the tester develops immunity to the poison and can be tricked into thinking a drink is not poison even though it is. Akari considers it to be a bit over the top, but Hikaru explains that these details are exactly why they are able to stay in business and remain in high demand. Akari then addresses the elephant in the room and tells Hikaru to find potential partner, as their grandmother wants the lineage of the poison masters to be secured. Hikaru outright disagrees with the idea, saying that his line of work does not give him the time to secure a partner. Their grandmother once tries to hook him up with a girl of her choice, but Hikaru just cannot have his chemistry matched. Like a typical loner, Hikaru claims that the bloodline of the poison masters is going to end with him. Hikaru then gets a message from a friend known as the Bug Master. He has a nice dinner with him, where the Bug Master tells Hikaru that even he has found someone and has decided to settle down and become a family man. Hikaru feels good for his friend, and even worse about himself, considering that a man who is usually surrounded by bugs has managed to find a lover while he is not. The Bug Master reassures Hikaru that his newfound relationship does not change anything between them, and that they will continue to be best friends. He leaves the place with centipedes coming out his foot, which carry him away. Honestly, it would be easy to just walk, but that is simply the Bug Master's way of aura farming. Sometime later, Hikaru finds himself another job. A rich man who offers cleaning services wants a marriage swindler killed in the most brutal fashion possible. Hikaru's expertise lies not only in killing people, but also in making them suffer before their deaths to make them regret ever being alive. So naturally, he gets hired for this job. When he is presented in front of the target, he finds a cute girl named May strapped to a chair before him. Being a veteran assassin, he does not let the beauty or the innocent face distract him. He injects the girl with a poison and, without any remorse, tells her that she is about to die the worst death possible. Instead of drenching into fear, the girl starts to seduce Hikaru. She tells him that he is the spitting image of her lover and that she wants nothing more than to know his name before she dies. Being the severely lonely person he is, he falls for this trick and begins to wonder if she is really interested in him. Just as he is wondering that, Akari calls him and tells him that she is about to head home to their grandmother, who wants her to bear the next generation of poison masters in her belly. Of course, doing so would mean that she has to abandon her girlfriend. All of this is happening because Hikaru refuses to find a wife and plans on dying single. However, being the caring brother he is, he also cannot bear to watch his sister be wed off to a man whom she does not love at all. On a complete whim, Hikaru takes a bold step and tells the woman before him that she will be spared if she agrees to marry him. Sadly for him, May reveals the truth and tells him that she is just playing him before dying. In reality, she has no interest in a man like Hikaru at all, and even makes fun of him. May thinks it is quite pathetic that Hikaru cannot find a love interest and has to arrange his marriage with one of his victims just to have an heir. Out of nowhere, Hikaru suddenly turns into a kid and starts talking about his desire for true love. He ends up confessing in front of her that it is true that he has murdered thousands of people in cold blood, but despite his lethal track record with humans, he is actually a Pookie on the inside. He wants nothing more than a woman in his life, who would ask him about how his day went. May finds it even more pathetic that Hikaru expresses so much in just a short amount of time to someone he has just met. On another whim, Hikaru makes yet another decision. He tells May that he will spare her and that she will be the one who helps him find a partner. Naturally, the leader of the company cannot accept this and comes over with backup to kill Hikaru for good. They all bring out their guns, ready to drop the poison master dead right where he stands, with no intention of capturing him alive. Before they can shoot him, Hikaru injects himself with a unique poison that gives him the power of Saitama. Not only does he dodge all the bullets being propelled toward him faster than the speed of sound, but he does so while saving May. It does not take long for him to take care of everyone in the room. However, he chooses to keep them alive, although the trauma will probably take them out of business for good. He calls back to Akari and tells her that there is nothing to worry about, as he will find a bride much sooner with the help of a new friend. He takes May outside the building with her seat, since she cannot get up because of the effect of the poison. Hikaru has to lift her to put her in the car, and he freaks out since he is such a virgin that he has not even touched a woman before. May tells him that he is not a girl and is actually a man, so that is not going to be an issue. For some reason, that is not as much of a bother to Hikaru as one might expect. They head to Hikaru's home, and May takes a shower. He then registers Hikaru for a matchmaking party and tells him to fill out a form. The two of them head to the destination, where May will be one of the participants, and he is going to attract as many men toward him as possible so that this will leave Hikaru with fewer competitors for the actual females. Hikaru realizes that first impressions are everything, so he makes his first move and tells the first girl he meets that he makes millions of dollars a year. That does not go too well as expected, and the girl recoils in horror. The next girl he meets over lunch also does not go well since Hikaru is freaking out at the thought of eating something not made by him, fearing that it could be poison. This pushes the new date away as well. After a number of failures, Hikaru ends up cleaning a public toilet to let off some steam, which he treats as a normal coping mechanism. Later that night, May gets kidnapped by the brother of the person who kidnapped her before, seeking revenge and intending to have her tortured by Hikaru. However, Hikaru quickly catches up to their car and splits it into two with acid, saving May from the gangster's grasp. He confesses to May that, for the first time ever, he has talked to so many women in a single day. For the first time, he feels hopeful about not dying a virgin, and it is all thanks to May, so he cannot afford to lose him. The second episode begins with May telling Hikaru to meet him at the Avocado Oceanic Museum. It is basically a giant ship that has been turned into a museum. Hikaru is wondering why on earth this cute man is asking to go there. May does not really bother explaining this any further, and just tells him to be there at the designated time. Reluctantly, Hikaru ends up agreeing and reaches the point. May comes over, excitedly grabs Hikaru's hands, and tells him to get on the ship. Naturally, Hikaru gets the creeps from him, considering he knows that May is not a girl but a man with perfectly girl-like features. But after a small argument, they end up going to the ship renovated to be a museum. As they're exploring the insides of the ship, Hikaru wonders how this is the perfect date spot and asks May why they're even there to begin with. May finally lets the cat out of the bag and tells Hikaru that there is no point in setting up a date for him right now, as he would just do something social that would demolish the date like a bulldozer demolishes a building. So for that day, Hikaru is going on a date with May to practice what he will be doing on an actual date. Initially, the date goes as expected. Hikaru constantly does pathetic things that would drive any sane woman away and receives negative points for every awkward thing he does. However, he does receive some positive points for looking at a painting with his head tilted and talking to May about it. That is about the only thing he does normally on this hypothetical date. May eventually gives up and points to an awkward-looking man at the museum. He looks like he is homeless and has not brushed his teeth or combed his hair in over a year, yet everyone is crazy for him. That is because he is a very popular artist that everyone knows about. May explains that each human can have talent of their own that can work as a charm on women. Other examples include sports people who win games and doctors who save lives, and women are attracted to all of those traits. Hikaru thinks to himself that someone like him does not have a charm like that. May, however, disagrees and tells him that Hikaru literally saves him in a room full of bad guys. This ability that Hikaru possesses is definitely something that adds to his charm. Considering this rare talent that Hikaru possesses, May gives him an obvious plan. He tells him to start rescuing people. A damsel in distress is bound to fall in love with a masculine man like Hikaru saving her. Plus, it will leave more room for Hikaru acting like an absolute idiot. They discuss the plan further over dinner, and May wants to call this task Operation White Knight. As they discuss this plan further, May begins to eat dinner like a hungry elephant. Honestly, his appetite is the only thing that gives away the fact that he is actually a guy, because everything else about him resembles a girl. May then tells Hikaru about an app where he can get all sorts of shady jobs, like rescuing someone. After going through the app, he eventually comes across one rescue mission where the individual who has to be rescued is a girl. It is the perfect opportunity for Hikaru to get a chance at impressing a girl. Hikaru and May go straight to the employer and find out that the girl who has to be rescued is Kyoko Himkawa. She is a thief who gets caught trying to steal a work of art. According to the employers, Himkawa is a thief who only steals from other thieves to return the artwork back to the original owners. The employers are honestly not good at hiring hitmen and are very obviously just fans of this girl. The job description literally welcomes inexperienced applicants. It is very obvious that they are desperate for someone to help them with their leader. Considering the job pays so little for the risk involved, no one else is an applicant either. This is perfect for Hikaru, as he is not even in it for money. He is there only in the hope of not dying a virgin. Hikaru introduces himself, and all of them immediately recognize him from his reputation as the Poison Master. The first thing that crosses the employers' minds is how they would have to sell all their organs just to cover a fraction of the Poison Master's fees. However, his fees are the last thing on Hikaru's mind. The only thing Hikaru is wondering is if the thief he is rescuing has a problem with men who wear glasses. Meanwhile, Kyoko is being tortured by the leader who captures her. However, he is a little bit of a pervert, so he gives her a chance to join him. Being the moral thief she is, Kyoko declines. Apparently, she has promised the owner of the painting that she will return it to him. The painting she gets caught trying to steal is a painting of the painter's late wife. Kyoko has promised the painter's daughter that she will find a way to get the painting back one way or another. Meanwhile, Hikaru and May are already on the site and are beating up the guards to get to Kyoko. However, the problem for Hikaru is not the guards. It is thinking about what he will say when he finally meets Kyoko. As he is beating them up one after the other, he is also doing his best to brainstorm with May about what he will say to Kyoko after meeting up with her. They eventually reach Kyoko, and Hikaru manages to save her as the leader has his gun pointed straight at the painting, threatening to destroy it if Kyoko refuses to join him. However, just as it seems like it is all over, the Water Master Ushio appears out of nowhere. He is also a master, meaning this guy will give Hikaru a run for his money. Hikaru injects some steroid inside himself and charges straight at the Water Master, but she simply turns into water upon contact with Hikaru's attack. She then makes her fist huge and charges straight at Hikaru, destroying the floor and going down a level. Before the fight can continue any further, the Water Master offers a deal to Hikaru. She tells him that a fight between two masters would end in unnecessary loss on both sides. It is better that Hikaru forgets about his client, and in return, the Water Master would personally give him 10 times whatever his fee is for this work. Meanwhile, May comes across one of Hikaru's poison needles and is drawn close to it in hopes of keeping it safe. Hikaru tells her to stay away. Even though the needle grants Hikaru insane levels of power boost, it is actually a poison for every other person on the planet. The people from the Poison Master lineage pass down a special bloodline, and they spend generations building immunity to certain kinds of poison. The same can be said about the Water Master standing before him. Naturally, Hikaru declines the offer, and their battle rages on. Hikaru is one hit away from dropping dead. But the longer he has his poison in his bloodstream, the faster and stronger he gets. Meanwhile, the fight is far from over.